Shares of Lupin surge after brokerage firm Kotak Institutional Equities double upgrades the stock to add from sell. Also raises the target price to 1,800 rupees from 1,400 earlier. Expecting a positive surprise from US sales. The stock is among the top gainers today, up 5%.
ITD cementation slips closer on 7% after the company's promoter shareholder, Italian Thai Development, says that it's exploring divestment of its stake in the company. The stock, however, is under pressure because it's seen a big run-up in the last 1 month or so. And also the street is cautious with regard to the valuations that the company could be acquired at.
Skincare brand Kaya surges 10% after striking a deal with Marico, which will now handle the sales and marketing of Kaya's products outside of the Kaya clinics.
Suraj Estate developer zooms more than 6% after brokerage firm Novama initiates coverage with a buy rating on the stock, citing multiple growth triggers.
Bharat Forge under pressure after North America Class 8 trucks fall in terms of orders to a 14-month low in June. The orders are down 33% month on month.
Hello and welcome to Chartbusters. I'm Nigel D'Souza. Joining me as always is Mangalam Malu, and we're up close to around 50 points. So half a century is what we've seen on the Nifty. The Nifty Bank, though, that's a bit of a drag in today's trading session. Yesterday it was an outperformer. So that's a little bit low. But otherwise, from the broader markets, we still have more number of stocks advancing than declining, though both those two lines are on the verge of converging. Hey, Mangalam.
Hi, Nigel. Slightly getting close to each other, the advanced decline lines as we speak. But what's interesting is, again, one of the tug of wars that we keep talking about, the baton that keeps being shifted between the IT space and the Nifty Bank as well. Today, the underperformer is the Nifty Bank after a big rally of, almost 4 digits that we saw in yesterday's trading session. We're a near 1,000-point rally on the Nifty Bank, but now it's coming for a wee bit of selling, down about 150 points. But if you look at the Nifty IT index, which took a bit of a backseat yesterday, is now batting for the bulls. So currently the IT index ahead of the earnings season is doing well. All the IT stocks actually moving towards the higher end of today's trading range so far. So that is something we'll watch out for in the second half. Can the Nifty go past, levels of 23,400 thereabouts? The option writers are positioned for a range between 24,200 to 24,400. So that's something that we'll keep an eye out on right now at the middle of that range itself. So what we'll do is let's get in Sachidanand, the taker of Trade Bulls, for a quick technical check on the market. Sachi, after this heady run, maybe some people believe there could be some consolidation, but the market over the last few trading sessions has only surprised on the positive side. So what should one do?
Good morning, Mangalam. Good morning, Nigel. I think the verdict is very clear that the Nifty has not been, breaking that 5-day exponential moving average support line. This particular support line has been maintained on a closing basis for almost 19 trading sessions in a row. And every time, it dips towards that particular support line, there is a good amount of buying interest which emerges. So I think going forward, unless we don't see a closing below 24,180 levels, the trajectory still remains on the positive side. Overall, we are of the opinion that 24,560 is the level wherein the market would see some termination. But as of now, the reward to risk opportunity is not that great. Any declines towards 24,300 should be utilized to create some long positions. From an intraday perspective, the support or the stop loss can be placed at around 24,275. On the higher side, we may again see it swinging towards 24,400. When it comes to Nifty Bank, 53,000 has been a very dominating support, but we have seen some slippages here. Unless we don't see the Nifty Bank closing below that 52,770 mark, we may see some consolidation, but that consolidation would be considered healthy to create long positions. Eventually, even here, we are anticipating that the Nifty Bank could scale towards 53,550, and eventually on a positional basis, we may see the levels of 53,900.
Okay, all right, Sachi, just to reconfirm that, on the Nifty, you say buying closer to around 24,300 with a stop loss of around 20-30 points lower, right?
That's right.
Okay, all right. You want to give us some individual trading ideas as well?
Well, Nigel, the strength in ICICI Bank is something that we are expecting to continue. We have seen a bullish flag formation on the daily scale. The OI additions have been very consistent here. Yesterday, we did see a decline, and that particular decline was again, bought in. On the closing basis, we saw a bullish spike formation, and the confirmation of that particular pattern is set in today's session. So we're expecting that this particular rally should continue. From a pattern perspective, the target is placed somewhere close to around 1255, and that's why we are recommending building long positions here with a stop loss at 1217 on ICICI Bank futures. The second counter which has hit our radar is Lupin. Now, after 4 months of consolidation, this is the fourth attempt wherein the stock is trying to, sustain above that 1700 mark. The call writing action has been very significant for the last two series, but even right now, the way the additions have happened, I think the momentum is quite durable, and that's why we have also recommended it to our clients. That will be a disclosure. So we are anticipating that for the day, we may see a swing towards 1755 on Lupin. From a positional perspective, the target is placed at 1830, and that's why we are recommending building long positions even at this juncture, keeping a stop loss somewhere close to around 1688.
Sachi, just before we let you go, I wanted your thoughts on something like an Asian Paints. I don't know whether you've seen the chart right now or not, but the stock is recovered from the lows. It's currently actually moved to the high point of trade, and that's interesting because one, crude is at $87 per barrel. Typically, one would see this as a weakening opportunity for paint stocks, and secondly, the stock has done absolutely nothing over the last couple of years, been one of the most underperforming periods of the company in its history so far. Just wanted your thoughts on what Asian Paints looks like right now after nearly 2 years of consolidation.
Mangalam, I think this consolidation may continue. I think the stock has a lot of resistance right up to 3030. So until unless we don't see the stock sustaining above that particular level, a possibility of a major trend reversal looks bleak. From a trading momentum perspective, yes, after 4 days of consolidation, we are seeing some uptick here. The daily ADX is improving, so we may see a swing towards 3000, 3020 levels. In case if someone is long on the counter in today's trading session, then probably he can keep a stop loss somewhere close to around 29.45 and still continue to ride on this particular momentum. But we don't see this level of 3030 getting breached immediately. So we may see Asian Paints consolidating for next few weeks within this particular range of 2880 on the lower side and 3030 on the higher side.
Okay, Sachi, thanks a lot for that. Well, for the time being, though, let's shift focus to our special segment where we get you a few ideas for profit from Money Control Pro. Sachin Pal joins us to talk about a stock that he's tracking rather closely. Sachin, take it away.
The stock in focus is Saga Cements, which is a mid-sized cement player operating primarily in the southern markets. And the company ended FY24 on a high note with an impressive volume growth of almost 19% in the final quarter of FY24. And the volume growth for the overall fiscal year FY24 was again very strong at 14% compared to last year. On the margin front, the company saw an expansion of almost 300 basis points thanks to the decline in power and fuel costs. Power and fuel costs continue to remain very stable, and that should really have an expansion on the margin going into FY25 as well. On the volumes front, the Q1 is expected to be very soft for the company, primarily due to the disruptions due to the general elections as well as the intense heat wave. However, the management expects the demand to pick up post the monsoon season and is anticipating a volume growth of almost 18 to 20% for FY25. Well, there have been a couple of developments in the cement sector, primarily in the southern region, very recently, mainly being the acquisition of Penna Cements by Ambuja, as well as the acquisition of 23% stake by Ultratech in India Cement. So that these deals could have an impact in terms of competitive intensity in the core geographies which Saga Cement operates in. So that really needs to be watched out for. Nevertheless, the company has a very long growth runway and around 11.8 times FY25 EV by EBITDA. Investors can look forward to accumulate the stock during corrections.
All right, Sachin, thanks a lot for that. And as we move into the short break, a couple of these FMCG stocks raising their hands once again. We have HUL, which has moved higher. ITC2 has moved to the high point of trade. Take a short break, come back, getting more stock-specific action on the other side. Welcome back. You're watching us here on Chartbusters. Apollo Hospitals has moved higher right now, even as the Nifty Bank actually has now increased its losses down about 200 odd points. Alongside that, we have a couple of other stocks which are actually seeing some bit of profit taking as well. Few cement names. We have ACC, which is at the low point of trade, giving it company at the lower level is Ambuja Cement as well as JK Cement. So these are a couple of stocks which are seeing some bit of profit taking. Alongside that, we have Dixon Tech 2, which has come off the highs. Remember, it's been a big mover on the way up. But one of the stocks which is among the top gainers today is Lupin after brokerage house Kotak Institutional Equities has double upgraded the stock from sell to an add. Sudarshan joins in with the rationale behind this upgrade and what they're saying. Sudarshan.
That's correct. So Lupin is buzzing in trade and it's up more than 5% after it has got double upgrade from Kotak Institutional Equities. It has upgraded the stock to add from sell and target is raised to 1805 from 1400 per share. It says company is well poised to surprise positively on street estimates in the US in FY 25-26, and the reason it has given it says despite baking a sharp decline in albuterol sales over next 2 years, it might surprise positively in the US because it believes company has a bunch of products lined up to ensure limited earnings dip in FY 27 after a strong FY 26. And considering all these, it has raised even FY 25-27 EPS estimates by 3 to 16%.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Sudarshan. Well, Manglam, you want to tell us about a couple of those FMCG names as well that are moving around?
Yes, one of them is Kaya right now. So basically yesterday in the exchanges, there was an announcement that came in from the end of both Marico and Kaya. What Marico's done with Kaya is they've collaborated on a way where Kaya's products can be sold, marketed and sold by Marico itself. Marico will handle the sales and marketing of Kaya's 75 plus products outside of Kaya's own clinics. Remember, Kaya is a wellness business and they have some of their products which they sell in some of their 70 outlets which are there. And because it's a wellness business and the products are selling just there, over the last 10 years or so, the sales of Kaya products have been pretty limited. Close to around 350 to 400 crores is where the top line has been flitting between over the last 10 odd years. With Marico having access to a direct reach of over 1 million stores and access to obviously the best of marketing and sales, etc., can they grow and unlock the untapped potential of Kaya brand is something that the street is betting on. And as a result of which, while it will be a mild positive for Marico because it does well for their premium personal care things, we need to understand the commercial terms of this arrangement itself. How much will be sold by Marico? What is the margin that they will get for this? And what would be the incremental sales of Kaya itself for it? Kaya, if you just take a look at the stock price over the last month or so, you'd see that including today's 10% gain, there's been a near 60-70% rise in an otherwise absolutely flat or consolidatory stock. So some part of the street was expecting some sort of arrangement to come by for Kaya, maybe in this manner or another, which would lead the business in a different direction. And that's eventually come about. What it'll be remaining to seen is what kind of growth potential does happen out here. As you can see, the stock up 67%. And you look at a longer term chart, nothing. So obviously some part of it was, being penciled in, and now that has come about.
All right, Manglam, thanks for that. Well, for the time being, let's slip into a short break. Up next, the newly crowned T20 World Champions, Team India, has landed in Delhi and will meet our Prime Minister very shortly. Stay tuned for all the updates on that front. Well, the party is getting underway for the newly crowned T20 World Champions. Team India has landed in Delhi and will meet the Prime Minister very shortly. Well, they're also scheduled to hold an open bus parade here in Mumbai later this evening. However, Abhimanyu, he's in Delhi and he's getting us the latest on that front. Abhimanyu, tell us, what's the atmosphere like? You're a lucky man. Hopefully later this evening we'll be as lucky.
No, actually, I would say that residents of Mumbai would be even luckier than Delhi because several fans who had congregated outside the hotel, they were complaining of the fact that there's no open road show which is being conducted by the Indian team, by the victorious Indian team rather in Delhi, the same which is going to be conducted this evening in Mumbai. The team had left sometime back for the PM residence and has reached PM's residence. It's going to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi shortly. Also, it's notable that less than than a year back, when the same cricket team had lost in the finals to Australia in the 50-over World Cup, PM Modi had met the team, had consoled them and had encouraged them to work harder in future. And of course, less than a year later, this time it's a victorious Indian team along with the trophy, the World Cup trophy. And also, 3 of the senior players have retired on a high note. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and Ravindra Jadeja. So the fans we spoke to till now in course of the day, many of them of course would miss the presence of these senior players in the team, but are also hopeful of the fact that many youngsters, many promising youngsters and young players will get opportunities due to the vacancies which will be created by the exit of these players. These players will continue to represent India in ODIs and test matches, even as there are several other milestones which the team is going to achieve. But for now, of course, it's going to be a rivalry all the way for the victorious team, which is going to come back to the hotel in some time and thereafter will leave for the airport to go to Mumbai.
Rivalry indeed, Abhimanyu. Thank you so much for bringing us up to speed with all that's taking place in Delhi. Though what we are seeing are the visuals of Rohit Sharma dancing. How cute is that, Nigel? You know, you don't associate Rohit Sharma with any sort of serious dance, and that's exactly what he's doing. A classic Mumbai dance that is. And you know, one thing I have to say to you, that I was very, very lucky, one of the fortunate ones who actually happened to see the open bus parade in 2007 as well, with MS Dhoni and team taking the first T20 trophy down Marine Drive. And I will be hopefully lucky to watch the same thing today as well, 14 years later. What a wonderful moment that was. It's remained as a core memory for me as a child. And you were lucky to watch the 2011 World Cup win as well.
I was just going to say that, Manglam, we took turns, because you saw that in 2007. 2011 was my turn. I was at the ground when Dhoni hit that final 6 and it came towards us, and getting those goosebumps as we speak as well. And Captain Rohit Sharma, I love him, and I've had the privilege of meeting him a few times as well. So down to earth. I love the steps. I'm going to ask him the next time around about those steps, because that was quite something. And take a look at Sky. Sky is not leaving anything undone. I think he's got the dole in the hand, and I think he's going for it.
I think Sky will have everything in his hand. After the catch that he took, I think there is nothing that is leaving Sky's hand as well. So what we'll do is we'll, quickly leave you on the show of Chartbusters.
I think Manglam wants to do that.
No, I think you should also do that. But both of us will do that. And, suddenly, magically, I think the cup will appear here and we'll have Rohit Sharma as well. But more on all of that later. Both of us are extremely excited for this evening. Congratulations once again to Team India. And actually, if we may just get in cut in from visuals coming in from the Prime Minister and the team meeting. What do you want to do?
Well, I think
we perhaps are not. So what we'll do is we'll leave you. We'll just leave you on a dance-off, both Nigel and me. Thank you so much for watching this edition of Chartbusters.